as we pray, as we process, as we plan, let's keep coming back to the purposes of God because they matter most. Proverbs 19:21 in the Message says this: we humans keep brainstorming options and plans, but God's purpose prevails. We don't need the brainstorming and we don't need our options and plans. We've got to keep coming back to the purposes of God in this time and in this season. We need to be prophetic. We need to keep pioneering. So here's the challenge for us. How are we doing in engaging the world, engaging the unreached? I know we've shared these times and some of this before, but as I've been praying for this year, this season, God's challenging me and He's challenging us that we must get better and be intentional about engaging the unreached, not just the lost. We'll get to that in a moment. The unreached, friends. We all quote Matthew 24. We all look at what Jesus said about the end times and what will happen at the end. And in verse 24 of Matthew 24, in verse 14, it says, and this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. Again, what brings the end? It's not the Antichrist. It's not the mark of the beast. It's not all the stuff. It's not a pandemic. It's not your concern or mine. It's not the fear. It's this gospel being preached to all regions, all nations, all ethnos, all ethnic groups. So we must get back and stay in that place, even in this season, of engaging the unreached people, those who've yet to be reached. It's a promise, verse 14, and a sign, and it's the mission. Let's be the people who are faithfully getting the gospel everywhere. Ethnos, not nations. We say this. There's 197 nations or countries unreached. The unreached people is 11,730,000 people groups. That's 7.8 billion people. And that's how many people there are. Unreached is 4.6 billion. That's the numbers we have. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I know there's a lot of people that have never had the privilege of denying Jesus. They've never heard about Him. And my dear friends, that is our responsibility. Don't carry the weight of it. Carry the conviction that we've been called in this time. And I know God is kind of stirring some of our people in our ranks, in our togetherness, to get back to that mission. That is our mission. That is our mandate. And so the question, even in this time of limitations and not being able to travel, how are we doing in engaging the unreached? It must be on our agenda because that is on God's agenda, and that's part of why we as a team exist. We need to get involved with those people.